room. I weird start to the video. I wasn't really ready to start myself, but here I am. Um, no creepers allowed. It's not even the Silver Age Dave thing. I'm a little out of it right now, I think. I'm not sure why. Hello, YouTube. It's Silver Age Dave. There it is. That's the sign we're looking for. Hey, I got myself a couple of Christmas presents, comic book wise. I think every year for my birthday and for Christmas, I look for some stuff. I'm going to turn my ringer down and see if I can follow along with the video. Well, anyway, I buy myself a couple of things, and the stuff I go after sometimes is a little out of the ordinary, and so let me turn that down a little bit. So we'll see if anyone even joins in. But I got a couple of things. One came from overseas. This came from the United Kingdom, and I opened this up already because it took me a long time to open it, just to make sure what was in there was what I had ordered. And you might, people that are familiar with the Silver Age Dave channel and books coming from overseas, you might, if you've been around a while, you might be able to guess what's in there. And but we'll see. I'm going to show that off, and then I've got another little box here that was delivered. This came from the Cleveland, Ohio area, and that is a cool thing, and that's going to take the longest. I haven't taken it out of the wrap, so we're going to look at that together, and you can probably see, if I get up close and personal, you could probably guess what's in there, right? They are in the bubbles. I almost wish they weren't in the bubbles, but those bubbles are worth a lot of money. I want to say hello to CFAP and hi, Leah. How you guys doing? Nice to see you in here. So let me grab my little razor knife here, and we will dig in on this thing and see if I can get in here. Everything is in the. These are, of course, the famous Gumball machine comics, which I do collect. I'm trying to do a complete set with variants. This particular set is a real weird one because it's got all the other, it's got the tattoo sets, and it's got a whole bunch of other stuff in there. But it had 4 of the Spider-Man comics, and those are really the gold. The way this worked out, I paid less for this whole set than I normally would pay for the 4 Spider-Man comics. So I didn't need all 4 of them, but the price was right, and I thought, what the heck, I'm just gonna jump in there on this thing. It was an eBay. It was a buy it now or best offer, and it was late at night, and I don't think it had been active very long. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to throw an offer in on this thing. And sure enough, the second little offer I threw in there, they accepted. So this is, these are not perfect, unfortunately, because they're in the bubbles. Only the bubble fell. The comic books are okay, guys. These little Gumball machine bubbles, basically, that's what the comic used to get delivered in, if you're not familiar. Hey, Gray Man's in here. Gray Man, I got something delivered today from your side of the pond. This came from United Kingdom. Heck, you'd probably know the street. Let's see. High Street, Colchester, Essex, United Kingdom is where that came from. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. But these, I'm quite happy to say, are more of these little mini books. Okay, now I think, if memory serves me, they're like 12 or 16 of these that are Marvel comics, and the remainder of these, there's a light blue Spider-Man, which is really, really nice. The Spider-Man comics are the ones that are really, really hard to come by. Hang on, guys. I'm looking around. That happens here a lot, that I get a little scattered in my thoughts. And I want to take out... Yeah, this is my Blue Amazing Spider-Man right there that I had owned before. And this is the new one. And look at the, I don't know if you can pick up the difference in color. It's pretty extreme difference in color. So I like that. That's going to fit perfectly with the collection, having a little bit of color difference on it. Let me set that back down. All right, so perfect. So yeah, Gumball machine prizes cost people a dime way back then, and today it's costing a lot more than a dime, but that's okay. So here's another set. These are before Stan Lee did this. These were the books that actually were being purchased in the Gumball machines. There's one right there. The Tiny Tales was very common. I think there's a lot of those in here, and I'm gonna put these. Really, these are half of the prize in here is getting those. Those have been hard for me to come by. So someone saved their little bubbles. That is really, really good. I would imagine there's a side market just for those. So let's see what we have. These are Fibs and Squibs. That is one of the books that was done. So this CHP, basically they printed these books in mass quantity, and then Stan Lee found out about them and said, "Why can't we do that?" And he approached them, and they said, "Oh yeah, we can do it." So there's a blue Incredible Hulk right there. We've got an orange Millie the Model. If Alan Garrett was here right now, he would say, "Oh, that's my favorite, Millie the Model in orange." And here's a unopened yellow Millie the Model. I'm trying to get in there so that you can see them, but it's a little tricky to do that. I'm going to save these bubbles. What I'll end up doing, a couple years ago, I was on eBay and someone restored one of the Gumball machines that these came out of. And I was looking at it, and they didn't want all that much money. There's some more Tiny Tales. Okay, so we got the yellow. Trying to line these up a little bit. Blue, and there's red. A couple copies of the red. So they restored one of the Gumball machines, and it's got the logo and everything on it, which is this. Now this is just a reprint of it, a recreation, but it had this. That was the label that you got on there, Creative House Products. Okay, and so this person restored one, and it was really beautiful. And they didn't want that much for it. And I was really thinking about it. One day it sold, and I thought, not a big deal. What happens, these are impossible to read, Gray Man, because soon as you open them, they fall apart. The books, there's a little red line on them. You can tell when they're sealed, if they're unread. This is tattoos, which I've never opened one of the tattoos. I don't really know what it's all about, but there's a million different covers on the tattoos, a lot of different variations. So anyway, CHP was making these books in the early 60s, and then Stan Lee said, oh, that one I think I showed already. Stan Lee said, maybe we could do them for Marvel. And they picked out 6 characters, and really just a big success story, because they printed off, I don't know how many, like 10 million of these books. But as soon as a kid, these are more Tiny Tales, which you guys already saw. I'm just gonna keep opening these for a few minutes till I can find all the Marvel ones. I want to get the Marvel ones out of there. Here's a tube of Marvel ones. There's the Gumball thing. So you put your nickel in the machine, and you get 1 comic book is what you would get. So I'd believe it'd probably be a minor miracle to get one of these in mint condition. See that red? That's a seal. It's a wax seal on there. As soon as you open the book, it splits. So that's an unopened, which is nice to see. That appears to be, yep, an unopened Thor in red. And I'm always looking for minty ones that are unopened. So to find a whole bunch of Marvel for a nice low price, that is a deal. I was real happy to come across it. And like I said, I put in an offer and it was no. And then I thought, oh, I'll come up a little bit. And that second one was the charm. So there's some Sergeant Fury in there. And this was 1966 when these were done. So I don't think this would have been Steranko at this point, but I don't know who did the art on these. There's a Captain America that's minty. I've got, I think, 2 complete mint sets of the Captain America, but I didn't have any, I don't know what I was going to say, because I have a little bit of everything, almost complete. This is another one of them that they were doing. This is Silly Willies. There's a stack of these in there, which I will end up putting these, my normal, this is for the more expensive ones I do, and then I just do a plain coin holder for ones. Like this was a Archie Bunker for president, so he just got the plain card holder or coin holder, and I think they look just great like that. And actually, I'm looking at it now. This box might be perfect for doing a couple rows of those. Yeah, so that might end up being my official holder that I use. And tell you what, we've got Gray Man in here. I don't know what time of day it is for you, Gray Man. Gotta find out. I should be sealing these. Okay, that one goes with that one. It is really cool to have all these holders. So that some of these screw together and some just slide lock. Let me put this one here. Yeah, that seems to be the one there. So I'll have these in a little bucket, and they'll sit. Maybe I'll put, if there's some beat up comics, maybe I'll put some beat up ones in there, and that might be pretty cool to display a few of them. So let's show this to Gray Man. Hey, comic fan, nice to see you in here. So this one came all the way from the UK. I found this book a couple weeks ago, and as sometimes happens with international tracking, they lose track of it. So this says it's in Jamaica, New York. I checked it this morning, but I did get a thing from FedEx. Okay, almost 8 p.m., Gray Man. You know what I'm going to do? I haven't done this in a long time. Hang on, guys. I'm going to grab a cold beer. That's what I'm going to do. You guys, talk amongst yourself. I'm going to be right back. I haven't done that in a long time. All right, sorry about that. So I got a kind of cool beer. I don't generally talk about beer, but it's beer o'clock. Yes, it is. It's 8 p.m. for Gray Man. Certainly everyone can have a cold beer with Gray Man. So this is kind of a cool one I came across. This is a local place that makes IPAs. It's called Great Lakes Brewing, okay? And that's their name right there. And they're here in Cleveland, Ohio, not too far from Silver. But this beer is called the Commodore Perry IPA. And what's cool about this is Commodore Perry, very famous. He's one of the guys who turned the tides of the war between us and Britain. But the town I live in is called Perrysburg, and it's named after Commodore Perry. So I saw that, and I thought, gotta have it. And he's a guy, he coined 2 famous naval sayings. One was, don't never give up the ship. Okay, so anyway, we're going to crack that. I'm going to enjoy that right now with you guys. So cheers, CFAP. That's great. Michael, nice to see you in here. And yeah, it's pretty cool so far. Wait till you guys see the next one. It's really really neat. And now, this one came to me very, very well protected. I don't know what the name of the store is, but I'm going to show them. I'm going to give them a shout out. It's actually a name of a person, so maybe I won't give them a shout out, but Colchester, Essex, United Kingdom. Oh, acecomics.co.uk is the website. I don't want to show the guy's name and put him on shout, but I'm very, very happy with what arrived today. Very, very well packaged. And you know what? Before I show the book, which again you guys might be able to guess, maybe you saw it. Before I show the book, let me show you something that's really got me head scratching. First of all, I love the boxing they did. He actually had packing peanuts taped in to kind of extend these sides. So if the book, came down this way, there's protection, which in the Geminis, it's kind of a weak link. The actual box that's in here, it's not a Gemini, I don't think. It looks a little different than what we have here. And so I was happy with that. So inside that Gemini holder, then he had cardboard, which was very, very well protected. Okay, so within the Gemini, really happy with that. Hey, James Higgins, nice to see you. Yeah, see, there you go. Gray Man Shops there. Tell him Silver Age Dave said hello and thank you. And so here, though, I gotta ask this, Gray Man. Let me get a piece of this this tape off here. I want to show you guys something that's a little crazy. Is I think, oh, now I don't see a piece. Anyway, not so exciting, I guess. I think the Scotch tape that they use is much wider than the Scotch tape that we use. I had a piece on here, and I usually put on my tape block, but I'm like, I want to show it to those guys, so maybe you can see it. It's I just found it interesting that we have a standard size tape. This is our piece of tape here, okay, and let me put a piece of this one on there that we use, the regular Magic Scotch tape, so you can get a comparison. I actually like the overseas tape width a lot better. It covers a lot more ground than what ours does. That's what I think. See the difference in size? Maybe you can't see it. Anyway, funny the things we'll be interested in. So that happened. So let's get on to the book. Let's do that. And this is one, like I said in the beginning, people who've been watching the channel for a long time might already know about. But this is the Elseworlds recalled and pulped edition. This appears to be I would give it a 9.8, easy 9.8 copy. The corners are nice and tight. And of course, the story on this book is these were pulped. The head of DC at the time didn't like the story in here, which was Microwave Baby. I don't know if I have it. I have a couple copies of it already. It's really one of my favorite books. The head of DC at the time, when he read the story, he said, no way, get rid of those. We're not having baby Superman microwaved. And he said, just get rid of them. And they pulped the whole run. Well, of course, a lot of the books were sent to England already, so they could be released on time. And here is, I'm not going to open it because I don't want to damage the book, but there's baby Superman in the microwave. See, he just crawls in there. She's on the phone, not paying attention. And so DC said, the head of DC said, no, get rid of it. And so they pulped them, but the copies got to England. They estimate there might only be 700 copies that exist. And some people send these into CGC, but that is a big mistake. I think that these are far more valuable. when they are raw copies, you put them in a Mylar. I always double board these, and I always add a little story on them. Okay, I write some details. Like this one, I have the guy that I originally bought it from. How I hunted this book down forever, and so I'm going to bag and board that. I'm going to put the information on the back there of the store that I received that from. And now I've got 3. And if there's only 700 in the world, someday I might have 20 of them. I don't know. I just find it fascinating. And then the story ended up winning an Eisner Award. Yeah, they pulped the whole run, and it ended up winning an Eisner Award. So shortly after that, the head of DC said, "Oh, second thoughts. Let's go ahead and do it." So they ended up reprinting it, and so you can get it, Gray Man. It is there's a bunch of great stories in there, and I think DC recently. I'll go back to opening some of these guys up. There's a couple more Marvel. There's another Spider-Man. So you can get this book reprinted relatively cheap. There's a Captain America, and you can see how that seal is nice and tight. It's hard to get in close on them because they're so little, and but very, very happy with this particular day, this particular haul. So you can get these, and what you want to look out for is some people have the reprint and they try to sell it for the original pulped price. And how you can tell is this DC logo is different on the newer ones, and generally it's the same cover. I don't know if the new one has the barcode or not, but that's exactly what it should look like if it's an original. Now, if you're buying it to read, I would say buy it and get the one that's a reprint and read that. I wouldn't read the original, but there are a couple of these on eBay, and usually you gotta watch them, because if anyone read it, it damages the spine because it's kind of prestige format. Let me show you the side view on it, how pretty this one is. And the other thing about these is somewhere in the print run, there must have been a problem because a lot of them have glue issues. That the glue has gone bad, and or maybe someone tried to press it and the glue seeps through there. So it's very, very rare to find one with tight corners. I'll try to show the corners on there, how pretty that is. So that one I'll just get marked for my personal collection as a 9/8, beautiful minty, and it'll go right up here on the comic rack with all its other friends. So highly encouraged, great story, great one to have. And I can't say enough how excited I am really to have the Gumball machine bubbles. That is really crazy. Let's open one of these. This is a bigger pack. Looks like this one, maybe the bubble's bad because they've got it taped. Grab my tape block and see if I can get this lid off of here. Maybe it's got a crack that it wouldn't seal right. Or maybe they just wanted to make sure it didn't pop open. They did a really, I guess, as good a job as you could do shipping these mini comics. I've seen them done better. Oh yeah, there's the crack right there. That's why they taped it up. So let me get these out of here. These look like a big set of tattoos. If I find one, there's tattoos, all the different colors on these and patterns. They went crazy. If I find one that is really in bad shape, we'll open it up. There's a green one that's kind of cool. Oops, I'm dropping it, but it's still got the seal on it. It's real nice and tight. I don't know how many different ones there are of this version. There's another one. I think I have multiples on that guy. I won't bore you with all this. Hopefully everyone's Christmas is going well. Unsealed cracks are a growing problem. Yeah, gotta seal those cracks up, Bubs. I agree with you. That is a problem everywhere. There's another one. Some of these are multiples, and that's okay. Actually, that one's not a multiple there. So I was just showing Gray Man and the Fellas. There's one that's real patriotic looking. Let me see here. So that one, yeah, there's some doubles on these, but that's okay. I never let multiple stand in the way. That's the book I received from the UK. That's my third copy for those of you playing along at home. I've had a couple of good little garage sale pickups. I don't know if you can see it. I got this remote control Batcopter. Let me try to point to it right there. It kind of goes in a circle and there's a hook. You can pick up these bad guys. There's a penguin. So this is from 1977. The hook would come along and I'll just use my pen. And you hook that and then you take penguin away with the copter. And there's a little control. It's a wired controlled. It's not wireless. But I don't know in 1977. I know at my house I was the remote control for the TV. So I don't know if they even had wireless back then. But that's a pretty cool little pickup in my book. And I've got another box of toys I got. I don't want to take the thing apart right now, but that's Fort Cheyenne. And that looks to be a complete set with the cavalry and the horses and the Indians. And maybe if we're hanging out, if anyone wants to see that, I can open that up too. Mike R201, how you doing, buddy? So I've only got a couple of these little tubes to open up. So with your guys' permission, I'm going to do that. Here's more of the Tiny Tales. There's another green one. It's really great. These are all pretty well sealed up. Whoops. All right, so this one was opened up before I dropped it, but you can see how that splits. So I don't know if that one was red or if it was just, however it sat in the tube was not good. There's another green one. But basically this, this is a good one too, right here. Let me put these away. This particular set, like I said, I was up late the other night and it showed up and the guy wanted, it was such a low price for this whole thing. There were 70 books. In the 70 books, I bought the whole set. Check that out. Swinger Stickers 3. And these are, I don't know if these are variant covers. I think that they are. I'll have to look in my collection. That was Swinger Stickers number 2. And there's Monster Laughs right there. And I've got a little bit of all of these, but I don't have a lot of all of these. So so I was happy. And really, if I wanted to buy 3 Amazing Spider-Man books, I would pay more than I paid for this whole set. And I got a bunch of Spider-Man sets. Okay, so Fibs and Squibs. This is another little set of those. Yeah, so these were so successful, and Stan Lee said, I want in on it. Let's see. Oh, I better put these away. These are little Gumball machine bubbles. Night Tiger's in here. How you doing, Night Tiger? Opening up a couple of hauls, man. And then we're going to look at a toy I picked up at a garage sale the other day. CFAP wants to see it, so we're going to open it up. There's another Tiny Tales in blue. And we've got Silly Willies right there, a yellow one. Great seal on it. And there's another Fibs and Squibs red. There's a bunch of these in red. Let me put the tattoos over a little bit. Here's another, this bubble looks like it's seen better days. I am going to grab my little X-Acto knife here and open that up. So, Gray Man, it's probably time for you to head to the pub. If it's 8 p.m., maybe you can't be coming back from the pub. Hey, Kurt. Hey, thank you. Yeah, no. I'm still doing it. I got a whole big lot of these mini books, and I got weird tastes. I like it all, but I really like the oddities, and no one really keys in on these. I don't think. I might be the only guy in the community that buys them. But there's another tattoos book. There's so many versions of the tattoo book. So I was really happy. He's got a lot of them in here. I don't think any one person needs that many. But it's going to help me complete my set. Once I finish with the Marvel, then I'll move on to the Archie Bunker for President. I have a few of those, but I don't have a ton. So there's a red tattoos. Let's see what we got. There's a green tattoo. I think I did show one of those, but it was a little faded. That's a real nice one. So what I'll do is over the course of winter, when I have spare time, I'll get these things packaged up, and who knows, maybe I'll start selling a few of them. I don't think there's much of a market, though, to be entirely truthful. I don't know anyone else who's really collecting them. The Marvel ones are hit and miss. I think most guys get one or two and they're happy they've got one, whereas I go a little overboard sometimes, if you haven't noticed that about me. Looks like we got Lego Builder in here. Nice to see you, Lego Builder. Lego Builder always has some kind of interesting pickup or interesting story to tell, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's not something in the chat to share. Thanks, Gray Man. Yeah, I do like a lot of stuff. Bub's World had jury duty today. You know what I think to myself? Thank God I didn't get picked for one of these crazy media circus trials that are going on right now. Makes me crazy that we got a whole bunch of them. And I won't comment on them. I've got opinions on each one. I guess I will comment. So far, the two that have happened already worked out the way I thought they should work out. In all fairness, I don't think politics should be involved in any of that stuff. Fair trial, that's what we're known for. And I think both of those trials worked out right. And there you go. The joke trial is happening right now that Jesse Smollett hoax, I think. That's my opinion on it. So hopefully he has to pay for that whole mess. And then what's this? Oh, that's just the back of this one. So that tattoo one. All right, so we got good news. This tattoo one is split in half. So I'm gonna show you. It looks like you basically just take a page out and maybe get it wet, and it would leave a transfer. These are kind of, it doesn't want to open, so I'm going to leave it at that. But that's two of the tattoos. So we'll put those over here, and that's that. So, hey, Graphic Man, nice to see you. I am going to move all of these out of the way, and then I can get that toy that I picked up. I can get that, and we can look at it together. That'll be exciting. Maybe it'll be exciting. Maybe someone can refresh my memory. Years ago, there was a friend of Mr. Chris. Yes, Mr. Chris, it was your friend who had the coolest basement setup. He had all the old horror books, the magazines. He had the Marx sets. He had all the monster toys and models and, you know, all that really, really cool and great stuff. Well, he had it all. And I think what happened is when all the COPA warning stuff came out, so I'm going to move this one. We've all seen it. Very exciting to have that. That is just such a cool book and just so beautiful. To get one like that is rare. So we have 3 now. So anyway, he had all that stuff in his basement, like the Mark sets and the Aurora sets of, you know, Frankenstein, and he had the door clings and all that stuff. So I think he took his channel down sometime around the COPA warning stuff, or maybe something happened to him. I don't know what happened, but he would be the expert on these sets. So anytime I've seen him, I'm always thinking to myself, man, I wish I could call him. I think his name was Mike or Michael. Shame on me for forgetting, but you know, my memory's not that great to start with. So we got Big O in here. Great to see you, Big O. Keep It Comics is in here. He's listening and driving, and that is a great way to do it. I do that a lot. So thanks for jumping in and listening and letting us know you're out there. And Lego Builder is disabled, but right now he has his own house. Disabled and has his own house. So good for you, Lego Builder. And I think I already said hi to Graphic Man, but he'll get the double. Great channel. Graphic Man digitizes, I think Golden Age comics, but maybe a lot. Before I go too far, this is another book I picked up on the super cheap. Another first print of Milk and Cheese, and this one's beat. It's got some spine ticks on it, but it was so cheap I couldn't leave it. It was like $4, I think. So happy to have that. Corners actually look pretty good, if not for the spine ticks. So we've got that, and then I was at a local place. I hang out with some guys. It's called Flotsam, and my buddy ended up buying me this. It's a Pokemon. These are reprints of the originals, but it's a Pokemon 4-pack of comic books, and it's in the hanger and everything. And I think these were at Ollie's, is what Brad, he's the owner of the place. I think that's what he said, is he bought a bunch of them at Ollie's a while ago. But, you know, kind of cool. So thank you for that. That was a nice little Christmas present. We're in there having a couple beers. And I commented, and then my buddy he insisted. I'm like, don't buy that for me. I'm going to negotiate on it. And he said, no. And he hooked me up. You know what? I don't know how many Milk and Cheeses I have. It's one of those comics. It's so weird. I've got 4 of them up there on the wall. I know I got a couple of them in a short box, and I've got at least one that's at CBCS. Any day now, I should hopefully be hearing that my comics are done and on their way back to me. July 3rd was the receive date. Now, in fairness, I paid for press and clean on every book, whether they need it or not. So I am the problem. I am that guy. Anyway, so let's look at this Fort Cheyenne, which is just really, really cool. So you got your suitcase set. Anyone who was a kid in the 70s, you know all about these, where it would come in this vinyl set, and it's got a couple of these little buttons right here, so a couple of snaps, right, and there's a snap there, and then underneath the handle, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little turn key. Okay, so we're going to turn that key sideways. I want to do it without damaging the vinyl box. Turn that sideways. You got your plastic handle there, and we're going to open this right up, and here is your backdrop. Okay, not your backdrop, that's your base. Okay, so let me turn this way. I need to make more room. And then these are the doors for your fort right here. Those doors open, and I'll tilt this a little bit. And so the way your fort is set up, you've got your 4 towers, and you've got a plastic. This is the only one that's broken. The other one, actually one other one has a little crack to it, but we'll put that so you can't see it. And so you put these up there like so. Okay, and I'll tilt it and show you what we're working with. Look how cool that is. So you've got 2 levels. You've got an underneath level, and then you've got an on top level. I gotta move the comics out of the way. So let me put these back here, and we'll start pulling those out and looking at them. And let's see here. We've got, I don't know if this is a mixed set of different play sets, or if this is just what you got. So you got this guy, which has a, looks like he's got a bayonet. And you got this cool, oh, that TP is broken. They must have wanted to put someone in the TP is what happened, because that looks like it was razor knifed almost. But that's okay. I didn't pay very much for this set. So then you've got, there's going to be a bunch of these bayonet guys. Let me put those over here. I don't know. This set is so crazy familiar to me. White Tiger, nice to see you in here. Yeah, we got Night Tiger and White Tiger in here. So this can get a little confusing for me, but Night Tiger, absolutely. I think I had this set as a kid, and I remember playing with these guys and just having a great old time. So let me pull these bayonet guys out. Here is you've got a couple of shooters, okay, just like on the military sets. So we got a couple of those shooters. I'm going to just put them over there. Here we've got a guy leading the charge, right? Sometimes we could pretend he's attacking Mr. Chris. Yes, Mr. Chris, he's attacking Mr. Chris. There it is. All right. We've got some Indians in here. Here we've got a Tomahawk Indian, okay, and we've got a bow and arrow Indian. Fierce, fierce, fierce playset right here. There's a chief, right? He's saying, how do you do? If he was here, he'd be saying, how would you like a cold Bud Light right now? For when people come visit me, they always get cold Bud Lights on the house, if they want one. I don't force anything on anybody. That's a cool one. It's like he's posing for a totem pole. That is terrific. I think that's my favorite piece so far. Here's another guy. He's got a tomahawk and fire. There's a lot more different types of Indians than there are soldiers. Hey, Simeon, great to see you. I see a meow. We got Hoodat in here. Nice to see you, Hoodat. We got all kinds of stuff. Happy holidays. Yeah, to everybody. Happy holidays. So here we got the Bugler. Okay, so this is a Marks set that appears to be pretty complete. The guy Mike, I can't remember what his... There's a second Bugler. Must need two Buglers if you're in this kind of business. There's another chief. Okay, he's running with a spear. So this one's completely different. All the Indians have they don't all have a headdress, but a lot of them have a headdress, and there's a lot of different Indian characters than the cavalry guys. Here we got an Indian shooting right there. Absolutely, yeah. You needed your imagination in the 70s, but look how cool this stuff was. Just could not go wrong with it. I'm going to get to some of the horses here in a second, but I want to make sure I got all the other guys, because the cavalry is coming out. There's another guy with a sword. So really, you got like a couple of each of these in here. Now here we got a guy on a horse, and he's got his pistol going, and he's got his sword. Look at how cool that is. I loved stuff like this as a kid. My dad was a big-time Sears and Roebuck guy. There's another guy doing the same thing. And so we'd go to Sears, and that's where they always had the sets. Now what I'm noticing is the horse on here is different. See how you got them doing different things there? So you got different horses. I imagine you can just interchange everything. Hey, Charles, nice to see you. Do I have any of the 12-inch Johnny West figures? You know what? I might, but I would have to dig them out. Yeah, Charles, political correctness is destroying the world. And really behind that is trying to rewrite history. It's almost like they're trying to rewrite history so they can repeat it, so they can do the same thing. So we got a bunch of these horses that are kind of getting ready to, I don't know, rear up or getting ready to go into a gallop. So we're going to put that guy over there. The Indians are interesting because they have, where all the other characters are one color. The Indians are two colors, and we got a couple different horses. This horse is a loose horse where this one goes on a base. See how it's got the pegs there? And you know, when we talk about cowboys or Indians or things, I always try to be sensitive that I don't know what someone else's path looked like. I don't know what kind of things are upsetting them. But I think in real life, we always have to have context. You know, was something said in a way that was malicious, or was something said in such a way that was just, hey, I just said that. I didn't mean any harm by it. And that's where that line is so weird. Check out that Indian there. These are the tomahawk guys, and that looks like the chief is ready to go. So we got that cool horse, and there's another. That's the same horse basically, and it looks like maybe their feet would peg in on the sides, or maybe that's just how they were made. I don't know. Then we got a couple big horses. I don't know why these big horses are in here. They're way bigger than the whole set. Maybe they're not supposed to be in here. But I'm not an expert enough to know what's supposed to be in here and what's not. So I'm just going to keep it all together. And I think we've seen all the different pieces. There's the Indian charging with a tomahawk. Oh, we didn't see this one yet. There's an Indian on a horse. I don't know how to show you these better, but there he's got the bow and arrow. Yeah, absolutely. The Sears Toy Catalog. Guys, give me a minute. I gotta grab a Sears catalog. I'm gonna take a sip though. That is a really good point. Let me grab a Christmas catalog. If I can find them. I used to have them right here. Here's one. I got 1974. And then let's see what this one is. This is, what year is this? I got 1974 and I got 1982. So now I think we've seen this set enough, right? Everyone's seen it. You got such a cool little play set here. And I don't think I paid 20 bucks for this. I went to a garage sale not far away, and I bought a couple toys. The guy had pretty low prices. And I said, I just want these. And I had like three things or four things. And he just said, well, give me that much. So we could say I paid 20 for this, or 15 or 25, but just made me smile bringing it home and looking at it and checking it out. So thanks for, oh, I gotta put the, sorry guys, I gotta put the caps in the box, or those will get broken. So this will go on a shelf and I'll look at it, and I might let a kid play with it. I think it's a cool thing. Certainly would capture the imagination of any kid. So I got the clasp closed, and that thing is awesome. So we'll just leave it right there. So what do you say we look at, oh, we got A100s in here. Steven Spock is in here. We got Gorilla Todd is in here. Nice to see you, Gorilla Todd. So someone had mentioned the Sears catalogs. You know, that's where we got a lot of this stuff. And I think it was Comic Fam said he used to circle everything. And that's exactly what I did. And tell you what, probably every boy in America, that's what we used to do. So this is 1974. This is the Christmas, which this isn't all toys. Just the back, of course, was toys. That's where Sears would put them. And looks like it stops there. Boy, if you could know to go back in time, look at these sheets. Those are awesome. I had a football set of these that was really cool, where you got the sheet, you got the bedspread, you got the pillow covers, and this was Airlines, which half of those are probably out of business now. But let's see. Oh, there's the football one. Literally, that was my my I don't know what you call it, blanket and sheets and pillow. That exact one right there. Yeah, we used to shop a lot at hello, Kyle Jason. He's one of my local buddies I was talking about hanging out at Flotsam. So he was there the other night when I picked up that little gem, Pokemon thing. Thanks, Jason. Yep, we're not gonna look at the lady stuff. We're looking at the toy related. But let me see if this Fort Cheyenne is in there yet, and we'll see how much it sold for originally. It was just great. I should, you know what I'll do? I'll flip the pages the other way so you guys can get a glimpse. If there's anything specific that you guys want to see, you let me know. Actually, it's funny. This little van right here, action van, I bought one of those the other night. Let me grab it real quick. At that garage sale. And I told one of my buddies I really don't know anything about it. So that's the van. Okay, so it's a different year, but it's remote control. It's got this little switch to turn it on and off. I took the batteries out. And then this is a clicker. Now, cover your ears. I'm going to click it. Let me see here. Do not click near ears, it says. And it's just like you're training a dog, right? So you click it, and I imagine this goes forward or backwards or something. But there's that van, $13.97 when it was brand new. And there's the box for it. And I don't think I had one of these, but it was too cool to leave there. All right, let me get rid of that. And so that is really neat. If there's a toy you want to see, then you shout it out and I'll try to find it so we can see it together. But I'm interested in seeing the Fort Cheyenne set, if it's in here. I imagine it would be. Back then, I think if anyone sold something, wouldn't you like to have one of those McDonald's play sets right now? That's probably goes for quite a bit. Play School McDonald's. Let me flip through here. Oh, what great times, man. Growing up, you'd come home from school and these catalogs. We had Montgomery Ward's had a Christmas catalog and Sears had a Christmas catalog. But that's where my dad liked to shop. So that's generally where we went and did all our shopping. Show action figures. Well, we just passed. Yeah, I will do that. Action figures is a great one. Look at the bikes. $44.99. Single speed 20-inch Spider with magenta finish. Look at these cool bikes in here, man. $62. Look at this guy. That is nice. Oh, and this was Bub's bike when he was a kid. There it is right there, Bub. Vincenzo, nice to see you, buddy. Thank you. A yearly favorite. Yeah, they couldn't come out. Now, here we go again. Odyssey Electronic Games. Amazing. I don't think I had an Odyssey. I think my first video game was Atari. That wasn't really Bub's bicycle. He had a manly bike. I know that guy. Bub's is all man. Well, limited toys in there, or I flipped through them too fast. Maybe I missed some in the back. We'll go to the 82 catalog if they're not in this one. They've got, oh, there's Evel Knievel. And his stunt cycle was $8.97. The van, the scramble van, was $8.97. So yeah, so maybe some of that stuff is here in the back. Here's Matchbox sets that you could buy that were kind of like this Fort Cheyenne. Basket Bub. That's his nickname. He does a lot of record albums now. A lot of LP unboxings, that guy. Okay, I'm going to scroll through this one more time because I know it's got megas in here. World's Greatest Superheroes. Oh, here we go. One of these has got to be Fort Cheyenne. Nope. These are loose sets. There's an Alamo set in here. Was $8.49, but it doesn't look like it's in a suitcase. But maybe they just didn't show the suitcase because these all look the same or similar anyway. So maybe the suitcase wasn't quite available yet. Here's all the G.I. Joe. Oh, Steve Scout. This is the big Jim section right there. I had some big Jim dolls too. Somehow I went through. I'm trying to flip slow, but the pages are like real gentle. Not quite like a comic book, but it's easy to pass stuff up. There's the games. We had that van we saw. These are another thing. Like I never find Sears catalogs at garage sales or estate sales. They just must get scooped up and taken away. Okay, so that's the lady stuff. Let me check this catalog. Oh, there's the Atari. Yeah, this is 82. So I had a version of this, or that one. I don't remember. It got flooded out, unfortunately, and thrown away. CFAP said he had all the big Jims, which is cool. I just pulled out some of my old G.I. Joe sets. I was looking at those recently. There's a monster set that's pretty cool. Glow in the dark. Here's I didn't really get into these Masters of the Universe, but there's a Masters of the Universe set right there. Outhouse paper, exactly right, Steven Spock. So G.I. Joe, but these are the more modern G.I. Joe in my opinion. I had the flocked hair, the real hair guy was what I played with. Here's the General Lee. It's the Dukes of Hazzard set, which apparently the network hated the show and it was a success anyway. They didn't like the show. I liked the show. I don't know about anyone else. I love that show. All right. Well, guys, I don't know why I'm not finding the action figures, but we're going to probably call it a day. I got some business to attend to, and I really appreciate, let's see, sold it for 35 bucks. Oh, I bought a cool book on Tutankhamun. Yeah, absolutely. Egyptology was awesome. This is not really Egyptology, but it's as close as you can get. There's the Steve Martin King Tut 45 right there. That's one Bubs probably doesn't have in his collection. Doubtful you have that, but that just sits up here on the wall. Certain things that aren't comic books still make the wall because I have such great memories. And I grew up in Chicago, so that exhibit came right through Chicago. And, like everyone else, we got in line and looked at everything and just in awe of how beautiful that all was. And as a kid, it was just hard to come to grips with how old, what kind of time had gone by. But pretty incredible, that find in general. So, okay. Well, guys, I apologize because I know all the action figures are in here. For whatever reason, they are hiding from me, other than we found the one set of big Jims. But they are all in here, and maybe another day I'll flag some pages, and then we can look through them and just enjoy and reminisce together. I've got a guy I'm supposed to go see some lunch boxes, but I haven't heard. I've got another collection, a really, really nice collection I'm working on. Hopefully before Christmas that happens. And hopefully my 90 books at CBCS come back before Christmas. That would be really, really great. Last time I talked to them, they said should be in December. And I just haven't seen or heard anything yet. So that day will come. There's a Star Wars section. Oh, there's more Star Wars. This is 1982, so those aren't the original Star Wars, but still would probably be good to have them. And okay, guys, that's all. scattered, lots of cool stuff, lots of cool company. Thanks for sticking with me for a little bit. March 12th, Playdate at Fantasticon. Absolutely. Guys, March 12th, I know there's a bunch of guys planning to come in. That's my email if you want to reach out to me. And I know a few guys have already booked hotels. And if you want to come to Toledo, what we did last time was super fun. We met here, I want to say Friday. We ended up using the comic room as a home base, and then Saturday morning, bright and early, we all went to Fantasticon, met up there, had a nice time, came back to the comic room with the halls we had, and then we ended up going out to this place called Reset, which is a kind of a 1980s theme. Really big bar, and they've got all these old video games set up for free. You just walk around and play them, and all the bar table, everything in there is 1980s. So anyone in our age group will love to reminisce. So anyone who wants to come to Toledo, I'd love to host it again, and I can give you some hotel ideas, and I'll have a fridge full of Bud Lights and maybe some other stuff, and we'll have a great time. So. Slot tracks were a big thing for Vincenzo C. See that? Gazoo's in here. Hello, Gazoo. We're at the end, though. A100 had a Fort Toadaway, plastic horses, cowboys, and Indians, brown, black, red, and white with a buckboard and driver. Likely the same maker's Fort Cheyenne. Yeah, this one was Mark's, I think is what it said on there. Complete with cavalry, Indians, and horses. Let me find... somewhere on here it had, oh, you know what, I stand corrected. Ideal Toy Company. I thought it was Mark's. It's not. Made in Hong Kong, so you know it's good. And there's an AR on here. That must have been the artist. Right there. AR. I think that's what that says. So anyway, cool stuff. Guys, that's it. I gotta get rolling. Yeah, bottle of moonshine. I love it. Andrew, bring that bottle of moonshine. Actually, come today. Just get in the car and bring that here. Thank you so much, CFAP, everybody who is in here. I really appreciate everyone being part of this and just making the community a little better and a little smaller when we spend time with each other. Okay, so I'm moving on with my day. You move on with your day. I'm going to go running or working out or something later. And generally, it's going to be a great day. That's what I say. Silver Age Dave is out.